How many $1 million auctions would you guess we've seen already this year in the hobby? I'm talking about over $1 million for a single card. How many $1 million sales would you guess that we've seen ever across the whole hobby? And how many more do you think we'll see this week? We're going to answer all those questions. We're going to look at all of the biggest auctions coming up this week now here on Across the Hobby. Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another episode again of Across the Hobby, your weekly show where we look at the biggest items that sold last week, the biggest items that we're going to sell this week across the whole hobby. I'm your host, Adam Gray. Guys, this is a really interesting time to be looking at auctions that have just sold, because although I try to stay away from the stuff that everybody's talking about, what we can't ignore is how many really giant sales that we're seeing. Now, what does that mean for the hobby? Those types of things. We'll get into that a little bit. I always get asked questions like, what do you think's happening in the market? Or what do you think about this? And people generally are interested in that type of content. That's not generally what I do. This show is more about looking at individual cards, but I'll do just a little bit of that during this episode. And in fact, let's start right now. So I asked the question at the beginning, how many $1 million plus auctions have we seen this year so far? So answer that in your own head. The answer is, per card ladder, 6. There have been 6 auctions thus far this year that have hit $1 million or over. We have a Pokemon card, the Pikachu Illustrator, the much discussed card. We have the 2 Wagners, one for 5.1, one for 3.6. That is the difference, guys, between authentic and a 1. Turns out being able to get a numeric grade is a big, big deal. We have the Jordan that just sold a couple days ago at Heritage, the very first one of one. If you watch the show, you heard me talk about it a lot. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw a couple different reels on this individual card. And then we have the Babe Ruth that is a 4.5 with 8 autograph that sold for $1.4 million. And of course, the LeBron James Gold coming in last at a measly $1.11 million. So if we start there, 6 different cards have sold for over $1 million this year at auction. This is an important point of clarification. There's another card that sold for over $1 million at a private sale, but I'm just looking at auctions for the points of this episode. So we've had 6. How many $1 million plus solo card auctions have we seen historically for over $1 million? Well, coming into the year, just talking about solo cards, just talking about auctions, coming into the year, we had 109 of them ever. Now, that's per card ladder. They are probably not picking up some that are longer ago. I think card ladder goes back a long ways, but there's probably some older auctions that maybe aren't picked up in the data. But as far as recorded history goes, we're talking about 109 individual card auctions that have ever sold for $1 million or more coming into the year. And this year we already have 6. Well, do the math with me. Today's March 2nd. Yesterday was March 1st. Yesterday was the first day, is the last full day that we can look at. That is exactly 60 days. That is almost exactly 1/6 of the year. So in 1/6 of the year, we have seen 6 $1 million plus auctions on individual cards. That sets a pace of 61 cards this year that will sell for $1 million or more. That's the pace. Is that a big number? Well, again, to put it into perspective, we've seen 109 of them ever coming into this year, meaning that over 55%, or if we continue at this rate, over 55% as many $1 million auctions will happen this year as had happened ever prior to this year. That's a huge number. Okay. That's a huge number, guys. So, I don't know what that means. Again, people always want to know, what do you think, Adam? What do you like? Do you think you should sell your $1 million? Like, you're going to get more for them now than ever? I don't know that that's true. I think there's some cards that it's probably the best thing to sell them right now, if all you're trying to do is get the most money. And I think there's other cards where that's probably not true. After the after the boom, the pandemic boom, there were so many people who were like dancing on the graves of others. They were just saying, hey, I sold my cards that I was the smartest person ever. Some of those cards were really smart to sell from a financial perspective, but that does not mean that all of them were. So with that said, let's go look at the 10 biggest sales from last week. And so we already know what the first couple of them are because they're $1 million cards. But if you come in here, this is so nice. You can come in here and you can say, you know what I want to see? I want to see everything from last week. So we looked last week through to February 23rd. We're going to start on February 24th. And then we're going to click on, we're going to come through to today. And we're just going to ask for, we're going to hit apply here on Card Ladder, and then it's already sorted by price. So this will give us our top 10. I've been calling it the Card Ladder top 10, the top 10 sales of the week that are currently in Card Ladder. So if we start with that, the number 10, let's see, are there any Pokemon cards in here? Sweet, there's none. Look at that. 10 cards, they're all sports. That makes it really easy. At number 10, an NBA Silver PSA 8 of Mickey Mantle's rookie comes in at just over $400,000. And about $12,000 ahead of it is this Jackie Robinson that is an SGC 9.5 with that NBA gold. That is a beautiful card. $414,000. Coming in at number 8, the Mickey Mantle. I talked about this card last week, and I had so many people say things like, man, if I wanted a Mantle rookie auto, I would never want that autograph. It looks weird. I had one guy who was like, look at how he stops after the K. Look how he doesn't really write in the E and the Y. It's interesting. I don't want to say he doesn't at all, but he sort of doesn't. It's like K. It's almost like he was still trying to figure out, am I going to be Mick or am I going to be Mickey? Or he just sort of, and I think we've all done this with our signature before, just sort of like stopped there. The thing that's clear is that he's still developing that early, like iconic signature. He was in the process of sort of changing his signature. And being that we understand the rest of the collection, that it's really from this era where, he was still changing that the guys were signing right after the cards came out. I thought it was really cool, and the market did too. $451,000 for that card. The 1980 Topps basketball rookie and $475,000. Jeter with a really interesting sale here. If you come over here, I'm going to come to this other window of Card Ladder, and you just type in Jeter and sort by highest first ever. You're going to note that it is the second highest Jeter sale of all time. If you look through all of the biggest single Jeter sales ever, the vast majority of them, like 80-something% of them, are the same card, the PSA 10 of the SP. You've got a few 96 select certified golds in high grade that sneak in there, but we're talking about the same cards over and over and over again. Finally, a card is in here that I think really makes sense to be in here. Note that another one of these SP PSA 10s also sold last week for a little bit more than half this, which means that at this point, the ultra rare 90s parallel collectors have really sort of showed their teeth. They are the highest dollar spending on the greatest type cards for these players of the era. It's not the grade guys anymore. It's not. And it's not anything against this card. Again, there was another one that sold for over $200,000. I think it was like $230,000 or $250,000. We could go find it. In fact, let's go find it. It's going to be right. Yeah. So 280. So, but still, it's less than 60%, right? Less than 60% of this card. But this isn't just one of the 7 Jeters. This is the PSA 10, and it's a Pop 1 PSA 10. So is this a rookie? No. Is this as iconic of a card as the SP? No. Are a lot of people going to know what this is? No. But as a collector, like if I can imagine being for a second, if I was a Derek Jeter collector, which one would I want? To me, it's this card, and it's like not even the same ballpark, guys. They only made 7 of these. It's an ultra recognizable set. It's a beloved set, right? They made 7. There's 1 PSA 10. And some people will be like, but that doesn't matter. In fact, my very good friend, David Ratliff, signed and slabbed, has called the other version of this the Pepto-Bismol version. He hates it. I wonder what he thinks about this sale, because this is a set that he just doesn't like, is, you know, you'd probably say, well, it's not iconic. It's not something that people know. Well, it's not, but it's something that like the highest end collectors that many of them know and love. And I love it. I think it's a great piece. I'm not even like a little bit surprised by it. I wouldn't have been surprised if it sold for twice this much. I think it's easily the best Jeter we've seen sell, and it sold for, it's the 6th card from last week. Coming in at number 5, another card that I saw a lot of people sort of talking down to. Adam, there's more than one of this card. Like, how can it sell for that much? What you're looking at right here is the highest selling Michael Jordan card ever from 1998. I checked Card Ladder right before the show. This is the highest selling Michael Jordan. In fact, I'll show you guys. There's the original search too. So from 1998, it is the single highest selling card ever of Michael Jordan. And it's not close, right? It's almost $200,000 more than what this PSA 8 sold for. It's almost $200,000 more than what this sold for. Both of these sold in the last 3 months. This Jordan beat it. Is there any card from 1998 ever that sold for more than this Jordan? I'm not sure. We're going to check it. Well, other than Pokemon. No, it's the most expensive it's the most expensive sports card from 1998 ever. Private sale or auction. Pretty cool. Actually, I might still have the private sale filter. No, I don't. So awesome to see what it sold for, to see do as well as it did. And, you know, I think really put the naysayers on that one to bed. I'm not even a little surprised. I wouldn't, like the Jeter, I wouldn't have been surprised to see this card sell for $1 million. I would have been surprised to see it for much less, because as somebody who owns the titanium, I call it the Fusion Gold to BGS 9, the same card that's number 3 all time amongst 1998 Jordans. This is a better card than that is. That's a better looking card. That's a card that people know better. That's a card that I love. It's my favorite Jordan. I love that card. But like, there's 2 of these. This is a masterpiece, and I'm not sure which one came out of the pack, but I am sure there's only 2 that have come, you know, that have actually been graded at this point. And yeah, I think it's a better card. Okay, coming in number 4, the Shohei Variation at BGS 10. This is a private sale, $700,000. The Mantle and an 8. And then, of course, the big 2 of the week, the MJ, the very first one of one. I talked to a lot of guys beforehand who believed that this was a much better card than this. I also believed that, and it's cool to see that. This really is confirmed as the greatest Jordan 1 of 1 parallel. You know, from, I shouldn't say ever, because there are some people who are going to say, no, the 98 Gem Masters is a better card. That might be true. That might be true. I like this card a lot more because he was still playing. Yeah. Okay. And then the Wagner coming in at number 1. It's just a reminder that, like, man, as high as we think about like the 90s and stuff, boy, oh boy, this vintage stuff, like that's the Mona Lisa, right? Like that's the card of cards. And I wouldn't have been surprised to see the Jordan beat it. I really wouldn't have. But to see the Wagner sell for $3.6 million, again, in an authentic, it is a famous copy, right? The Greggiola Wagner is something that we've known about for a long time. So that is your top 10 of the week. Thank you, Card Ladder, for the data there. Before we look at the biggest auctions this week, I want to just scroll through first MC Sports Cards, then Hoodies, then Fanatics, as far as their biggest sales from last week. For MC, I'm just scrolling down right now. These are all things that are $3,000 and over. Really interesting Jordan here. This looks like it's a signed document that's been cut and placed into its own card. I'm sure that is not actually a Game Used Logoman, but it still does $3,000. Tatum with some gold on it. It's $3.3 million out of Eminence. A couple of big Optic Downtown gold vinyls. The Brady in a PSA 9. This is the numbered out of 500 version of the Black Diamond rookie. The Jackie Robinson in 4.5. That is a huge card. Pretty well centered. $23,000 almost on that. Was really interested to see what this Durant would do. Remember, this is one of the best sticker autographs ever. The only sticker autograph ever from Eminent or from Exquisite. There's only 2 that I know of. This and a Scottie Pippen logo man or limited logo. So that's $4,600. Some really big sales on some of these tough Star Wars cards. The Kobe in an 8.5 does $23,000. Again, this is all the stuff that was over $3,000 last week. And you can see there's I was hyped about this Tatum. It's good to see it go for $21,000. Big LeBron, the true gold refractor, numbered to 50, does $6,300. Then you get into some of my cards. I sold this mic, and this is about what I thought it would do. I think it was really just torpedoed by a sale from Huggins and Scott from last year. Nobody knew about it, and then everybody, when they went to go look for what this card sell for, they went, oh look, Huggins and Scott sold for 5,000 something. This is a better copy, created by SGC rather than PSA, but still a better copy. And I shouldn't say nobody knew about the Huggins and Scott auction. I know I didn't know about it, and I know other people who were interested in the card didn't know about it. And I think that might have hurt me there, but that's okay. This Kobe sold for almost 9,000. Certainly the most that card has sold for before. By the way, those of you who bought those and then got back to me on it, it was very cool. I was really disappointed in this Kobe. I thought it would sell for a lot more, but my loss is somebody else's gain. And the Steph, I also thought this would sell for more, 10,600. This Mikan and this Kobe both sold for close to what I thought. Look at this flag right here, $4,300 for the gold autograph. We'll stop there. There's more to go through, but oh my goodness, there's a lot of stuff. These are all the hoodies cards that sold for over $3,000 last week. The dog food mantle. Sorry, that's not the dog food mantle. There we go. The dog food mantle sold for $3,200. The ant horizontal from 2023. This is not an RPA. This is just an autographed game use patch, number 25, for $3,100. Man, ant has gotten so popular. And this Jordan that we watched, $8,200 for it, PSA 10. Tough one. Then a card that I talked about last week, you guys will remember, we were able to find 5 of these historically that have sold. There's 45 of them that were signed according to Upper Deck. See, this is number 30 of 45. But although we could find several sales, there were only 5 of individual cards that had been sold before. So less than 10% of the cards that were made we have seen publicly auctioned. A giant sale for this, $120,000. Congrats to both the buyer and the seller on that one. I love this Clay Steph duel. I mean, I love it. Aesthetically, it is gorgeous. It looks like it might be like a jumbo card, but it's not. It's just a regular sized card. It looks like it could be like a booklet, is what I mean. BGS 9 on the 2002 gold refractor Kobe, number 24 of 25. Still wearing number 8 in the picture, but number 24 of 25, $31,000. This might be my old Kukoc that I sold for $1,500. Is now at $30,000. Man, goodness, that's crazy. PSA 6. Oh, I love this Jordan. PSA 6. This is the gold out of 25, $23,500. 22,000. We highlighted this one last week, but whew, $22,000 on this Topps Chrome dual refractor of Kobe and Shaq, a card that legit might have been a $5 card at some point. $22,000. That is bonkers to me. Holy smokes. Lots of giant sales. See if there's anything else that really stands out. Wow, PSA 10 on that, $17,400. The Luka from 2023, again proving that it's not just ant rookies, just everything flawless apparently for these young guys. Karl Malone Black sells for $16,200. Wowzer! Now that is the very first black. It's the very first Prism Black. That's what that sale speaks to me. Remember, 2012 doesn't have a black. In fact, I got to go do some quick research. Don't mind me. Holy smokes on that Karl Malone. 2013 Prism Black. We're just going to do that. We're going to sort by highest price. And we've got, this is not the regular black. This is the black mosaic. This is not the regular black. It's autographed. This is a select card. This is Kobe with an autograph. We've yet to hit our first black Prism basketball card. Here's this Steph that was resold for much more than this. But again, that's mosaic. It's not the regular black. Gosh, why don't we see? Okay. All right. Check it. Steve Nash, regular black, sold at alt, confirmed paid, sold for in a PSA 10, $18,900 back last month. That makes the Karl Malone seem a lot less crazy to me. Look at this LeBron now. It's an insert. Massively different thing, but only 6 months ago. What's crazy is that there's nobody else in the regular setup here. Like finding regular blacks from Prism is like impossible. Dwayne Wade, that's Mosaic. Prism Blacks, where are you? Like they're not here. There's Steve Nash again, but that's the autograph. Where are regular? Okay, Duncan, last year, a year ago. Would that sell for more now? You bet it would. How would Tim Duncan not be way more than Karl Malone? Karl Malone had been out of the league for 10 years when that card was made. Tim Duncan was still a really good player at this point. He still had championships to win. I know that people love PSA over BGS, but holy smokes. Man, I can't get over that Karl Malone sale. Goodness gracious. What a sale. Whew. Okay. All right. That is it for the biggest sales of last week. We're now going to look at the biggest sales, the biggest items that are ending this week. We're going to start with MC Sports Cards. We're not sorted right now by highest. We're sorted right now by ending soonest. And the card that's ending soonest, because all of these cards, remember, MC Sports Cards, every Monday on eBay, unless it's like holiday week, every Monday has a huge auction ending. And people love this. People love MC Mondays because you know you're going to have something awesome ending Monday night. I will say having so much stuff ending last week, just totally I forgot how much fun it is to have so much stuff ending at auction at the same time. So to those of you who have cards listed, and I'm about to cover some of them, good luck to you. To those of you who are bidding on these cards, good luck to you guys as well. Okay, so we're going to start out with the Shohei Sepia Refractor. This card says out of 540. Is it numbered to 540? I just want to see if I'm reading that right, or if it's card number 540. What does 540 mean? Is it on the front? Well, 540 is the cert number. That must mean that they have a duplicate of this card. They must have multiple PSA 10s of this card that are up, and they're looking for a way to differentiate it. That's what I would guess. In any case, you're talking about a 2018 card, a Shohei rookie. It is a refractor. It is a Gem 10. That's obviously a big deal. All right. A rookie out of the Cup. I'm not going to try to do that one. A Troy Aikman BGS 10. Interesting. A Pop 10 BGS 10. The 89 score set is widely regarded as one of the most iconic football sets of all time. I worked at a card shop in the late 90s and early 2000s, and I will tell you, anytime somebody brought in an 89 score box, it was like, okay, we got to take a close look at that, because it's the Aikman, it's Barry Sanders, several other cards in the set, and that's one of the big ones. Now, one of the cards, this is going to be one of my favorite cards of the week. I love this set, and as people come to love Flawless more and more, I suspect as people look back at the early days of Flawless, that this will be one of the sets that guys really look closely at. I love this card right here. Now, would I love it more if it was Shaq and Kobe? Yeah, I would. But outside of Shaq and LeBron, then it gets into this next group of guys that who you would want to have next to him, and KD's pretty high on that list. This isn't just KD though; it's Oklahoma City era KD. Now you see that this is numbered out of 15, and if you're like me, you might think, "Oh, is that card? Is it going to be red?" Because a lot of the Flawless cards that are numbered to 15 are red. No, you can see on here the dual diamond memorabilia. These cards were all numbered to 15. So this is the base card. I shouldn't say the base card. This is the base variation, the regular variation. And the regular variation in this case is just phenomenal. Look at the holofoil around the window. It's not just holofoil. It is, in fact, etched, right? And it's beautiful. It's around both patches. It's in the diamond, and it's in the names. It's number 12 out of 15. Most people are just going to look at the patches. I'm telling you, I think you got to look at more than the patches. You want to look at the card, the design of the card. It's graded a PSA 9 too. It is beautiful. This is a beautiful card. Beyond being pretty, though. And now I'm going to back up a little bit because, again, I love this card a lot. I like the card because of the aesthetics. I like the card because of its brand and because their game used patches. I like the card because it's early Panini, and so much of the early Panini stuff, as we've talked about for months and months and months on the show, it's overlooked because many of the newer collectors are like, what was I collecting when I first came in, and stuff like that. This card is now 12 years old, or 11 years old. Both of these guys obviously were playing when it came out. It's still a duel. And I have questions about like whether something as an insert can be really popular as a duel as the years go by. I think in general, people want one player on their card. That's sort of a philosophy that I've had for a while, and I think it's largely true. But in some cases, you add that second person and it becomes really additive. I did own 2 or 3 cards from this specific set, and I considered doing it because 2014 is the first year that you got the duels. What do they call it? Dual diamond memorabilia. It's the first year, and they did the set for a number of years. Some of the years aren't as good looking. This year is phenomenal. Obviously, a dual logoman of this would be just bonkers. But it's a really interesting set. I like it. I don't like duels in general, but I really like this set. Again, I actually started doing this set. But just like, forget about KD for a second. It's a Kobe, amazing logo, man, with all of the holofoil numbered to 15. And that usually would be a lot more than that. But you add KD on it, and then the brand. It'll be an interesting one to watch tonight. I really like that card. That may end up being my favorite card of the week. And is this my old card? No, it looks very similar, though. So all the letters from Stockton's 03 limited logos, they look very similar to this one. They turn them sideways. Stockton's autographs, obviously phenomenal. 7.5, newer graded. You can tell that because it's silver on the tag. What is this Phoenix on Patrick Ewing? Phoenix must have been a brand or something. That might be a fun thing to go try to find before you bid or buy that card. Shea's Eminence autographs, really cool. 2024 Eminence, the last product that Panini ever made. And it's number 2 out of 10, which is jersey number, which is neat. I keep saying this about some of Shea's stuff, but if you want a really big Shea OKC card, some of the stuff out of Flawless and Eminence, you could do a lot worse than those. Ooh, look at this Ichiro. So this is an in-person autograph. These did not come this way. This is his Japanese refractor. It's not numbered, I don't believe. PSA 8's a really nice grade on that. That's a really cool card. Tiger 2016 autograph from the Master Collection. Actually, I just scrolled past this guy, Connor Griffin, number 199. Kobe autograph jersey to 75. The Deca Steph to 49. That's the orange. PSA 9. Did you guys all see what the PSA 10 on this Brady did? Big number. I used to have this Rodman. It is a beautiful, beautiful card. These have gotten so expensive. I think I sold mine for like $500 several years ago. But man, it's really pretty. And the patch on this one, look at this card, guys. This is a really nice card. It's expensive, but yeah, it is nice. His exquisite stuff just keeps creeping up, and I get it. Like, it's just really nice stuff, especially 04 exquisite, guys. It's just phenomenal. Speaking of phenomenal, exquisite cards, Paul Pierce and Hakeem. Look at the patch on this Pierce. What am I looking at here? Go do some research, guys. Figure out what that is, because that's cool. 12 out of 34. Man, that's neat. One worth researching for sure to understand where that came from. Grant Hill from the very first game jersey set. Willie Mays, Superfractor. Ken Griffey Jr., Allen and Ginter autograph. Penny Rose 0 out of 150 in an 8.5. I love this Chris Paul. I have the Darren Williams. Actually, I should say my son has the Darren Williams of this. A very good friend in the hobby sent it to him for free years ago. For free. I was like, are you kidding me? That thing's amazing. And the patch on it's just as nice as this CP3. It's also numbered out of 25. And you just don't see cards from this set ever. Let me show you guys this real quick. I was looking it up for him a couple weeks ago, so I already know this. But if you come in here and you go 2008, it's 2008, right? Limited logos. I think it's 2008. I think I'm not wrong on this. Yeah. If you do that now, and then you have date sold, see, you're going to see some of these guys. Oh, actually, so these all just recently sold from February. Some of the lesser names, Stucky West, Lee, Giddens, and none of the craziest patches either. Okay, so Dwight sold in February for $600. And then the KD, we know that sold big. Let's just do this, though. When was the last time that a Chris Paul sold? Sold 7 times ever. One was in 2024, over 2 years ago. Last time was over 2 years ago. It's the same card. Probably the same stupid card. It's the same stupid card. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it never sells. So you want to know what this sold? Well, it sold for this back in 2024. It sold for $3,200 on Card Hobby. How many have we seen sell since then? None. Here it is again, the same one. Before that, another one sold for $3,000. It was raw, and it sold in 2023. And before that, guys, never. Like, we don't even have images of them. We have them for, several $100s. This is more than like his rookie limited logos and so forth. Why? Well, I think there's 2 reasons. One is it's rarer, right? It's a rarer card. It's numbered to 25. Do this. It's numbered to 25. It's in holo foil. And aesthetically, guys, this set is just flipping phenomenal. It's so nice. So I was telling you guys about my son having the Darren Williams that was given to us. Look at this. When was the last time a Darren sold? 4 times ever. Hasn't sold since 2022. And again, this guy gave my son the Darren Williams for free. And I was like, I wish you would have given that to me. That's a nice card. I want that for my collection. So my son's always like, what's my Darren worth at? And we're like, I don't know. We finally got it graded. I think it graded, the autograph on it's a 10, but I think the card's either a 7 or an 8. I don't remember. I think it's an 8. Anyways, you guys don't care about hearing all about that, but that's a big card for Chris Paul right there. Sold for over 3,000 last time. The way that the market's moved, he just retired. It's certainly not like the best Chris Paul moment. I wonder what that one will do. That'll be a fun one. AI, I've said this before, the Millennium Men insert's one of the nicest inserts ever. I pulled a Garnett in 1999 when I was working at a card shop. The pack just looks slightly different coming out of the box. You lined up all the packs, and the Millennium Men pack, I remember looking at it going, that looks just a little different. I picked it out, opened it, like one of the best pulls of my whole life. Card is numbered out of 100 on the back. It's an acetate, or not acetate. It's the lenticular design, but it like bends forever, kind of like the Noise Boys, like super bendy. It's like entirely out of plastic. It's aesthetically phenomenal. I'm going to tell you that the BGS holder is not going to do this any favors, but it is just amazing, man. Like I love that set so much. Okay, I'm taking way too much time. I gotta speed up. Speaking of lenticular, check out the Hardaway right there. That's always a big deal card to see out. The Garnett at a 50, number to 10, Premier League. I do not know Estevao Willian. What I do know is that people are still figuring out the Chrome stuff, and especially on a new Chrome, number to 10. People are still trying to figure it out. A really interesting Penny Hardaway, the autograph from 1996, UD3, the commemorative auto, one of the biggest Hardaway autographs ever. Nick Kurtz, number to 50, the Sapphire Prospect Gold Refractor, number to 50. Kobe from his last year that he's in. I think it's his last year that he's in prison. I always forget. I just don't follow the non-playing day stuff. He'd been retired for a couple of years, but guys, this is the Mojo to 25. Big deal card. Black refractor on the LeBron, number to 149. Credentials. Oh, huge Larry Johnson. I know who's going to win this. Man, that is a huge card. 1 of 1 from 2012 Flawless. MJ Refractor, PSA 9. Check out this messy auto on the finest. The autograph looks like it gets off card, but boy, that is a pretty card. Connor Griffin, several big Connor Griffin cards up. I need to know more about baseball prospecting. It's obviously not the thing that I'm strongest on. Talk about a cool 76er card. AI and the Doc, maybe the 2 most beloved. I'd say these are the 2 most beloved Sixers in memory. My memory starts in the late 80s. Doc had retired at that point, but people still loved him. People loved Julius Erving. And AI, not with the best autograph in the world, but on that acetate. Looks really nice. Got to look at this Clemens. As Clemens is getting toward the end of his career, PSA 6. Looks like he's a Yankee here. I want to know when the last time was that this card sold at auction. That's the interesting thing that you find with these rubies. So if we go Clemens, this is number 1, by the way. Number 1 of 50. Some people might not care. I love that. Is it 98 or 99 in baseball? 99, it is baseball. So 1999, rubies, Clemens. Sold in 2025, a PSA 9. Sold for $1,775. An 8 sold for $1,290 the year before, $798 in 2024. So since 2024, we have seen 3 of them sell. So 3 of them sell in the last 2 years. And they're all higher grades. This is a case where it being in a 6 may end up getting you a significant discount. And that's pretty cool on a guy who was such a big star. Not the most popular star at this point, for sure, but still a Yankee here and somebody who is still highly collected. Obviously, the big story here, though, isn't the 6. The big story here is that it's number 1 of 50. Will people include that in the premium? I personally like it. I would personally, I'm going to say something people are going to not feel good about, but I would rather have a card that's like a significant serial number, like 1 of 50 in a 6, than a card that's an 8 or a 9. That's like a random number. Why? Because the random, because the grade on a card like that isn't really, I just don't care that much. But the fact that it's 1 of 50, that doesn't change. That just is what it is. It's not debatable. So I think that that's the better thing, but I'm probably not in the minority or not in the majority on that. All right. Oh, speaking of high-end LJ, PSA 7 here, 32 out of 48. One of the cards from the middle of the set. So the future is just a little bit better card because it's number 40. What would that be? 33? Because they combine to 81, I think. Gosh, I should know that off the top of my head. So this is the less rare version, but still rare out of 48. And PSA 7. This Steph is on my watch list. I will definitely not be buying it as I'm still paying for a big card that is yet to come in. But the thing that I looked at on this Steph, it's hard to tell on some of these Eminence cards, is what is the holder doing? How's the holder holding up? You can see these these are like scratches between the silver bar and the case. That's not ideal. Obviously, it's also, if a card gets shipped around a lot, I think it's going to happen a little bit because the card does move a little bit in the holder. What I will say that you can't see here, that's a super positive thing, is that this card, and go look at my stories from a couple months ago when I was counting down my collection at my Kobe. This card in hand is beautiful. The silver really glows, but the hollow foil around the window and in here, it's really pretty. I decided to keep my Kobe from this set, and I kept it over the 04 SP Game Used. I figured they'd sell for close to the same over the 04 SP Patch Auto, I should say. And I know people might sort of go, well, you made a mistake. You should have kept the older one, because I really like that card. But this set in hand is really nice. Like, really nice. So I don't regret keeping the one that I kept. I think I'll keep that card forever. I suspect I'll keep it forever. And I think that there's a case, looking back, as I said earlier, there's a case that some of the early Panini stuff is being overlooked. The fact that they only made a few years of Eminence, and it's easily Panini's highest end product ever, and this is the first year of it, I think is interesting. When was the last time that Steph sold? 2014 Eminence Curry. So last time that one sold. Interesting. My copy is not on here. I sold one that was a patch auto last week at MC, but it's not on here. I wonder why. I wonder if it's misspelled or something. That's strange. Is it still up? No, that's not up anymore. Huh, it doesn't matter. The last time that a Logo Man sold, though, the Silver Logo Man, was a while ago. It's not that long ago. It's over a year ago, though. Sold for $19.97. It's already more than that, right? So it sold for $2,000 last year. It's at $22.50 already. 8 hours to go. That'll be fun to watch. Okay. We already looked at this AI. We looked at this Clemens. Okay, I'm going too slow. I got to keep going here. Zion with a lot of colors on it. Nice looking Duncan. Is this an insert or is this a parallel? What is this Giannis? Frozen Fractor. 1 out of 0. I don't know all about that stuff, but that could be interesting. A lot of big basketball cards. I used to own this Yao. Super sweet card. Jack Hughes, biggest name in hockey ever. Oh. So Jack Hughes, BGS 9 on the cup. This is his regular cup RPA. And it's number 9 of 99. Huh. So I want to know for Jack Hughes. We're going to do a little bit of research real quick here, guys. 2019, the cup, Jack Hughes. I'm guessing that since the Olympics, we've seen some Jack Hughes cards from the cup. Because I'm guessing that stuff is hot right now. This one right here, this is the same card. It's a PSA 8 with 10 auto. It sold for $37.20 yesterday. This one's a BGS 9. So BGS 9's at $47.50. PSA 8 sold for $37.20. I wonder if there's anything else I'm missing there. This seems like it's quite a bit. I mean, it is quite a bit more than what this one sold for. And usually a PSA 8 and a BGS 9 might be close. I wonder if there's something I'm missing. Or, yeah, I'm not sure. Jordan on the employee card farewell shot number 275 is $33.73. One of the earliest Jordan jersey cards. It's a lot of money for that card, though. At least that seems like it's a lot of money to me. Oh, speaking of the 08 exquisite, actually, just want to make sure I don't miss anything here. Some more big hockey cards. The McDavid. Ooh, the McDavid's a big card. The Premier, this is like his straight up autograph patch rookie card, isn't it? 115, that is the rookie card. Not a parallel or anything, just the rookie. And the 8.5 is $3,700. So the Derrick Rose, same thing that we talked about before with the Chris Paul. Go look up how often that card sells. Shaq, number 32 of 100. That's the jersey number on the Atomic Refractor. $850. AI and a PSA 5 is $730. I used to own a PSA 9 of this, and I think I sold it for less than that price. Oops. What is this, Jackie? Authentic? We'll take a look at that in a second. The Duncan Gold Refractor from 06 is a big-time card. Check out this Wemby. This card's so sweet. I want to look at that one with you. Super yellowed, but still a Jordan Duncan Go Nuts, and you're not having to pay for the grade there. I love that card. We'll talk about that one in a second. Man, and we're already on to page 3. I got to go through these faster, guys. I have to. It's just another huge week of MC that just goes like, oh. Look at this. Look at this Garnett right here. Now it's 06. That's not like, what's the first year that they did the Letterman by the letter? I don't think that's it, but we need to go look at it. We need to go look at that for sure. Man, there's a bunch of good credentials up here. And look at this Steph in a PSA 9. I want to look at that one too. We might, Chanho Park. I haven't seen that name in forever. We're spending a lot of time on MC this week, but that's okay. Goldin has a huge auction that we need to spend some time on too. Oh man, look at this Stockton. Wow. Oh, I love that card. Look at this Penny autograph. Man, people are selling some stuff this week. The Stockton is the last card in MC Mondays. That is not a thing I thought we'd ever say. Obviously, this Kobe's a big deal. This set, we always have to worry about like whether it's real or not. That's unfortunate, but there's some stuff that was just made from the ground up that has been graded authentic. But do your research on that one. If that's real, that could be like an amazing deal. Okay. Evidence of trimming. Boy, I would say, look at that. Is this card well centered? We don't know. What we do know is it's evidence of trimming, and it's a marked card. They only put up one thing, I guess, here, but it's clearly got two significant issues, and it's seen too much time in the light, it looks like. $23.70, though, for a Jackie 48 leaf. I just freaking love this. I love 71 tops. I love the image of Wemby here. I love the autograph. I just, aesthetically, that thing is just... I know it's a lot of money for a non-licensed card, but boy, that's pretty. If he ends up being one of the greats ever, you wonder what stuff like that will do over time. The reason that I love this card is because you know what it is. You're buying a card with a surface of a 6. Why does it have a surface of a 6? Because it has spent too much time in the light and it has changed color, but you're not paying for the ultra high grade, which I just love. Okay, By the Letter from 2006. I used to know this off the top of my head. This is something that I had in my brain. I think the main By the Letter stuff, the big ones, I think they came before this. It's only 1 year before, though. It's 2005. So they made it in 05. And that's what that looks like. And then they made it in 06. That's a really neat garnet. Put it this way, guys. What did the By the Letter garnet sell for from the year prior? It sold for $5,200 at Heritage when the rest of the set was being sold. The very next year, the 06, the G, which is going to be a better letter, a higher, more collectible letter than the T, and the T has this little space right here. But look at the price disparity. $460 is what it's currently at. The last one of these that sold 2 years ago in a significantly more down market for 4 times that. Now, granted, the G is better. I get that. But man, I would suspect this would go for quite a bit more than that. It's one of those earliest Letterman cards. That's going to be one of my favorites of the week for sure. Okay, a PSA 9 from 2009. Here's what I want to check on this. I want to go to my friend's gem right here, and I want to hit Universal Search, and then go 2009 Topps Gold Curry. So 1,000 of these have been graded. 1,015. There are 10 nines, and there are 20 10s and 69 nines, and that's why it's as high as it is. It's actually a pretty rare card. Huh. I knew that the 10s were tough. I didn't realize the 9s were that tough. Let me put it this way. There's 69 PSA 9s. How many PSA 9 regular refractors are there? Should we look? Let's look. Let's go Chrome Refractor Curry. Man, apparently I forgot how to spell today. So 355 of those have been graded, and there's 45 nines. So you add the nines plus the 10s, you end up in a similar sort of area on the golds as you do the regular refractors. The refractor is a little bit more rare, but it's pretty close. I might be off. Maybe they were even less rare. I forgot already what the numbers were, but they're similar to this. What does a 2009 Curry refractor sell for in a PSA 9? It's going to be a lot more than what we're talking about here, right? Last one that moved sold for $34,500 a couple months ago. Same kind of rarity. I just clicked off of it. Sorry. I guess the last thing I'll say, I always want to try to give some sort of shout out for the book. Remember, the book, the 25 and 25 book, is still up, is still available. I'm going to put the link. I stopped putting the link in the on the YouTube, but I'm going to do it. The Steph Curry combined, the tops and the, let me do this real quick. The tops and the tops chrome occupy only one spot because they're the same card, just with a different sort of texture. They're the same. Everything's the same about them. They're the same image that came out of the same product. This card came in at number 3. And then here's the other thing. Take a look at this. It was number 1 on the community rank and number 5 on the expert rank. It actually crushed the community rank. And just as a reminder, we had 500 different people fill out their survey. 40 experts and like 42 experts and like 450 people who were just from the community. And Steph Curry came in number 3 overall, but the experts had it. I think, what did I say, number 5 or number 6? They had it at number. I want to show you guys one other thing real quick before I click off of this. So the experts put it at number 5. The community put it at number 1. And then I'll show you a couple other quick things from the book that you probably didn't notice that are super interesting. So so on this page is called Overall Voting. On the overall voting page, the Steph didn't just come in number 1 on the community. It came in number 1 by a lot. Oh, you know what? You can't actually see all of those details. You can see where it came in total, but you can't see like the total points. So that's not going to be helpful. What you can do is kind of interesting, and I'll show you guys this. So this is the experts ballots page. On the expert ballots page, you can see what specific people voted it. So like if we look along the top here, let's find somebody who you guys might know. So let's find, so Drummond Card Collector. Where did my friend Ty put the Steph? He had it at number 7. So he was further down the list. He had the Steph tops at number 7. I had it, by the way, I had it at number 3. So I had the Steph at number 3. Let's do one other person on here. So let's go to my friend Jeremy Lee. Jeremy had the Steph number 6. Jason from Heritage had it at number 24. And NBA Diamonds. This is a shocker to me. NBA Diamonds had the Steph as the most iconic card of all of the 2000s. Again, that's what the community decided too. The community overall vote had the Steph at number 1. But of all the experts, there's only one person, I think. Yeah, only one of all 40-something people had it at number 1. And that's NBA Diamonds. Super interesting. Jesse Craig had it at number 7. Dan the Card Man had it at number 6. I had it at number 3. Let's do one last one. Cage Lawyer had it at number 3. So anyway, book is still available. If you need a bunch of copies, I have a couple of boxes left if you need more than one copy. So let me know. Check out the link if you just want one. If you just want one copy. Okay, let's get back into this. So is there anything else here? So the Chan-Ho Park, I can't remember. It's been a while since I've heard his name. I just want to see like what the biggest Chan-Ho Park sales ever are. So the biggest Chan-Ho Park sales ever. If we click on price here, look at that. There's actually not that many giant ones ever. So he had a transcendent. Sorry, he had this superfractor made. That's such a cool card. It sold for $6,200 toward the end of last year. But then look at everything else that's up here. He has very few ultra rare parallels. Okay, so here's a Rubies. Same card, PSA 8, sold in 2024. Here's a raw one in 2022. Here's a raw one in 2022. You can see, and there's a raw one in 2024. A BGS 9 in 2025. Here, let's try Rubies. And let's sort by date sold. So one in 2025, that's the 6 of 50. This is not a new slab by any means, but PSA 9 Pop 2 is, sorry. Is this going to be the highest selling one yet? Yes, it is. For sure. So the best copies ever are a BGS 9 and a PSA 8. PSA 8 sold in 2024. The BGS 9 sold in 2025. This card in a PSA 9, Pop 2, none higher. This is going to be one of the highest selling Chan-Ho Park cards ever. That would be my guess. We will see if I am right or if I'm crazy. Either one is possible. Okay, let's get out of both of those. We already talked about the Chris Paul. All right, let's move now away from MC Sports Cards. Let's now talk about hoodies. And let's look at the big cards they have up this week. It is not their monthly auction, so this is just some of their big stuff that's just regularly at auction. So we start out with the Cooper Flag rookie from Sapphire. I don't know this card. Let's see if we can learn anything about it. So it looks like it's not numbered, and it's really pretty. Where will it settle? I don't know. It is really pretty. It's a great looking image of Flag. The color, the cracked ice in the background. IS11. Infinite Sapphire. So Infinite Sapphire, this is going to be like an insert of the card. It's not his normal rookie card, but an insert from the product. It's got to be a rare parallel, and that's why it's selling for what it's selling for. It's my guess, at least. All right, the Shea. Okay, this is really an interesting card because it's from a 2018 product, and it's a 1-of-1 on-card autograph. But the reason it's a 1-of-1 is because it's a white box. So it's a replacement copy that they put into the white box packs. It is still really neat, though, because it's a rookie year card that's signed on card. It's really a neat piece. Okay. The sticker hurts it, though. The sticker absolutely hurts it. If it was a regular 1-of-1, it'd be a ton of money. The Duracle Bets from 2016, it is. The reason I think that's because the autograph's in black. He was still active at this point. That is a beautiful card. The black's grown on me. There's no doubt about it. The black's grown on me because it's just different. Would I rather it blue? Yeah, I'd rather it be blue. But I don't loathe it like I originally did, and have to give Panini a little bit of credit for that, because originally it was like, man, black just stinks. Kawhi is really an interesting guy right now. He's had such a crazy few months. Okay, now we'll go to Fanatics. You'll note at the beginning of the Fanatics auction that 5 of the first 6, in fact 7 of the first 8 cards in the auction are all Pokemon cards. As far as highest to lowest goes, pretty nuts. 25 grand for the Ohtani from 2017, the LeBron and a BGS 9 over 15 grand. This Jordan, there's some talk about maybe this is the first one ever. If it's this one or the Star 101, those are the only 2 cards that people really think of as his very first cards. So there's that. Another big Ohtani. What is that card? Looks like a Topps Now card. It is Ohtani, Topps Now. You have to go figure out what it is exactly as a Topps Now. It is from 2018. That's one of the earlier Topps Now cards. The Apparitions Kobe in a PSA 10 is always a big deal. The Shohei, check out the color on that autograph. MJ's really rare 06 Jambalaya PSA 8. I love cards like this where you're getting the rare card, but you're not having to pay for the higher grade. We just saw the masterpiece of this sale, but this is the platinum. We'll suffer a lot more, but aesthetically just as nice, unless you really like purple over silver that much. Let's go to page 2, see if anything jumps out from page 2 to us on Fanatics. 2025 headliners from Finest, one of the new inserts that people really like. 1911 Cobb. Ooh, a Topps Chrome box from 96. That's neat. Check out that Brady autograph. Oh, what is this? Look at this card. So the word key points stood out here to me. That and this price. So it's at $2,600. It says key points. It's a pop 1-of-1. The only question here is it numbered? And it is. What is it numbered out of? We got to make this big and check it out. That's your story right there, guys. This card is number 1 of 5. Apparently that means that they had to serial number the thing to 5 or serial number at 3 different places is what I meant to say. So this is a serial number to 5 LeBron rookie. This matrix set had a lot of different variations. Like the only time you see LeBron isn't on a Darko Cayman card. He's I don't know how many times he's in it. Some of you will know this set well enough to know that. Like you'll know like, oh, LeBron's in the set 10 times or whatever. To me though, like I don't know this set. This is a blind spot for me. I noticed the color was a little bit different on the front. But what I want to do is check this Key Points 2003 Matrix LeBron. And that's the main thing for me is I want to see like, okay, if we just put LeBron on the card, because like, look at this right here. This one sold. This is dates sorted by date sold. Here's one that sold, and it was just with a random seller on eBay. We can't even see if it had images of the back, but this is from that same Key Point set, sold on a best offer for $8,500. But look, this is it Bosch? I think it's Bosch and Heinrich. I think it's Bosch and Heinrich. So Bosch is in the one spot, which I don't love. I'd rather have that be LeBron. But Heinrich and Bosch are certainly a more interesting pair than Cayman. Well, Darko, at least you get the number 2 overall pick. I don't know. I don't know if this is a comp here. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Is this a good comp? It's from 2024, so it's forever ago. We don't have any other key points LeBrons to point to. Do we have any other key points? What if I just take out LeBron? What if I type in 2003 Matrix key points and then sort by highest price? We're getting back to that same $8,500 card, and we don't have any other LeBrons. Okay. Well, this will be one of the most interesting cards that's up this week. Let's get back to it. I'm all over the place. This will be one of the most interesting cards that's up this week because it is a LeBron James rookie card and it is serial number to 5. How much does Darko and Cayman hurt the card? Maybe a lot. I have no idea. What I do know is that we've never seen it sell before. There's no record of it on Card Ladder. And of all of the other cards from the set that LeBron appears on, which is a lot, like it's not 1 or 2, it's like 10 cards or something like that. Like he's only had 1 of these cards sell before. The thing that I think is crazy, and I do think it's crazy, is that they serial number the card 3 different times. That is so crazy to me. It's nuts. Let's see if we can find, I'm going to do one last thing. One last search here. 2003 Topps Matrix Key Points to 5. Basketball. Let's see if anybody's going to help us here. Is anybody going to help us? So Reddit's got a thing. Let's see what Reddit. So somebody 2 years ago says, I just recently found out that there's base cards that have a parallel. They are a print run of 5 and they are called key points. They seem to be very, very rare because I can't seem to find any for sale online. What I want to ask is, anyone seen one in the possession of one? I just want to see what one looks like. So if anyone has an image, that would be cool. These are stupid rare. I've never. Oh, this is our friend Kyle. My Wax Museum Kyle says these are stupid rare. I've never owned one, but here's one on Instagram. Let's see. Kyle, as always, being one of the best resources in all of cards. Let's see what he says. Yeah, here's like so this is just Stackhouse on this one. This is all the way back in 2021. Does the key points matrix come with not numbered? The reason I ask is that I have a LeBron Melo Bosch matrix labeled key points, but it does not have the out of 5. Definitely not mine, but here's a tri-panel example also. So this is also from Reddit, has the serial numbers. It's a little bit grainy, but this would be like, this is a better version. It's LeBron. You'd rather have LeBron in the 1 spot, but whatever. LeBron's in the 2 spot with Darko and Wade. It's numbered out of 5 here on the bottom on all 3 panels. That's just so unique. It's such a different thing. They did the minis and tri-panels too. I was under the impression that it was just the standard base. Well, obviously, it's not. The other thing that I want to just check real quick is on the Matrix set, and I've always wondered this. You guys are going to be super bored by this, so forgive me. Some of you are going to stop watching. That's okay. So 2003 Topps Matrix basketball checklist. I just want to see, like, how many times is LeBron in the set? Like, is it like a zillion? My guess, because trading card database is the best ever, is we're going to just find it. It's just going to be right here. Check that out. Look at that. Flipping all that data is exactly right in front of us where I want to see it. They're amazing. Now, the bad thing is there's so many of these, okay? So let's see. How many times does LeBron's name come up here? LeBron's name comes up here 14 flipping times. Holy crap. He's in the set a lot. 14 times. And then from page 3, wait, it still says 14. It's just 14 then. Maybe it's even less than 14 on the singles. Wait, now it says 13. No, it says 14. So he doesn't show up anywhere in the singles. It says he shows up 14 times in the trios, but I want to make sure that's true. So here's the best one. LeBron, Darko, Carmelo. Those are the first 3 picks in the draft. I think that's the best one. Some people are going to think another one's the best one, and you'll probably agree, and that's okay. I'll show you that one in a second. But then you've got the LeBron, Darko, Cayman. That's the one we're looking at. The LeBron, Carmelo, Wade. The LeBron, Bosch, Darko. The LeBron, Cayman, Carmelo. The LeBron, Heinrich, Carmelo. Darko, LeBron, Wade. Darko, Ford, LeBron, Carmelo, LeBron, Ford, LeBron, Bosch, Carmelo. We're already at 10. And then you get the Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, which is an amazing card because they all ended up playing together. Yes, that one's the best one. You're right. I already take it away. That's the best card in the set. 11. And then there's Heinrich with Darko, and then Ford and Bosch. And then we're going to have one more. Why am I only at 13? Maybe I lost count. Maybe there's 13. Maybe there's 14. In either case, what we know for sure is that this card is numbered all over the place. This card's numbered to 5 in 3 different places. It's at $2,600. I love it. I love that card. Okay, we still got a few minutes. Let's just do. Oh, you know what? Did I get out of it? Sorry. I remembered I should have done alt first because alt's ending on Tuesday. So I'm going to skip. We did 2 good pages. I'm going to do alt real quick here. For alt, ending in 3 days. Oh, I said ending Tuesday. Usually I do stuff for alt on Tuesday. That's why I got confused. But alt stuff ends on Thursday. So I'm going to be doing a video for this card later. Now, what you're looking at right here, though, this is not the card that you will necessarily be getting. I want to read what they say here because here's what I know, okay? The guy who pulled this card, his name's Alex. He's a super nice guy, like super nice guy. And he messaged me about the card, and he was like, what do you think I should do with this card? And he and I got to talking about it, and he like looked around, talked to all the auction houses, considered selling to a few people who had really high dollar offers from. You can see this auction's been seen 46,000 times. 166 people are watching it. Now, the thing that's interesting, for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, this may not be the best moment to sell this card. Since Alex sent this card to alt, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, like, people are like looking at the Spurs thinking maybe the Spurs are coming right away for the Thunder. But man, the Thunder are going to be a formidable force, both during the rest of the regular season and in the playoffs. Can the Spurs beat OKC in the playoffs? Can the Spurs beat Denver in the playoffs? I'm not so sure. I have no idea. What I do know is that guy's already a champion. And the reason that that's important is you see this logo man here that's made of gold. This logo man that's on here, again, this is not a real card, and we'll talk about this in a second. Because Topps has such an ability to exercise influence over these professional leagues, these leagues have been willing to do some pretty cool things for Topps. And this is maybe the coolest thing they've done so far. This and the debut tags. So Topps basically calls the NBA and like, hey, why don't we create something where when a guy wins an award, the subsequent year, you change the color of the logo man. So because Shai won the MVP last year, a really contested race, by the way, super contested race, because he won it over Nikola Jokic, This season, he is wearing gold tags on the back of all of his jerseys. Gold logomans on the back of all of his jerseys. Topps during this year will acquire 4 of those jerseys. They will then put 4 of them into these individual cards. And for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, it's one of the coolest things ever because it's not just a logo man, which is already like one of the best things that people always want to collect, but it's the logo man from the post MVP season. It really stands out as different. It's only MVPs who will get this. There's a good chance that Shai only ever wins one MVP, and then he only has these 4 different cards like this. Or maybe he'll win a lot of MVPs, and it'll be from just the first year where he has those. I'm not sure. What I do know is it's really neat and that there's only 4 of them, and aesthetically, I think it's going to be awesome. But this is not what the actual card is, right? This is sort of a mock-up by Topps. If you go back here, you can see this is the redemption card. This is what the actual redemption card looks like. And if you come read this, you're going to find out that this is a scratched redemption. Real card included. See description for details. So read this. The gold logoman patch concept made the jump to hoops with 2025 Topps Chrome Basketball. These jersey patches are worn exclusively by the NBA's top award winners from the previous season, blah, 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 blah. Stuff I already told you. SGA broke through in a big way in 2024-25, winning the MVP, blah, 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 blah. Redemption disclosure. Okay, this is the important part. Preview images of cards shown are for illustrated purposes only, may not represent the exact item that you will receive. So this design that was given by Topps may be different, meaning this thing right here, it may be different than this. This is a mock-up, but you can see that this is a mock-up, right? Look at the card. This is not what the actual card is going to look like. The winning bidder, this is the important part, the winning bidder will receive the original redemption card corresponding to the out of 4 Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The final patch card is currently in production by Topps and is not available yet. Upon completion, the final patch card will be shipped directly from Topps to the winning bidder's Alt Vault account. Alt will coordinate and facilitate the transfer into the winner's vault. Please note that the redemption code has already been scratched and redeemed by Alt. So here's the negative. The negative is you can't sell this redemption after you buy it, right? You can't sell it as a redemption. You could sell the actual card. You could sell the rights to receive the card, I'm sure, but you can't sell the redemption at this point. I can see why Alt would want to do that, though, because you don't want necessarily any funny business with the redemption. Selling redemptions actually comes with a whole host of other issues. And you might think, why? We've sold them before. Not 6-figure redemptions. This is a different world. This isn't just that's a pretty nice Shai card. For Alex, this is life-changing money. Like legit life-changing money. 6 figures for a basketball card that he got in a pack. It's nuts. Also on Alt this week, you have a 9.5 MJ Jambalaya. You've got a gold Mahomes refractor autograph. You've got a big-time Kobe limited logos from 04. Not the best patch, but still not the worst patch either. And then a Steph Curry that is going to be really an interesting watch. We just saw Steph Curry also at Alt move. Did his card ladder put that up yet? We're going to check. Stephen Curry 2013 flawless. Okay. The reason that I had to see that confirmation right there is that you always get nervous when you see 2 cards that are really similar selling close to the same time, especially when the first one has like a giant amount on it. But seeing that what this confirms is that whoever bought it also paid for it at Alt. This is a BGS 9.5. It is the Holo Foil out of 10. It is actually, I don't know how many variations do they make? They made a regular to 25. They made the Holo Foil to 10, which is so much nicer. And then they made the green out of 5. Let's sort by highest price. Look at that one right there. Crazy, crazy patch. But out of 25, red out of 15, red out of 15. You're just not going to see hardly any golds. There's the gold from 2023. There's a gold from 2022. There's the gold that just sold for 120,000. And then, do we have any greens? The green that sold in 2024. That's the card, right? It's got to be the same one. Same card. So this card sold in 2021 in the same grade. Sorry, this card sold in 2024 for under $16,000. And it's going to sell for a lot more than that this time. Personally, I'd rather have the gold to 10. It's just a better looking card. The holofoil over the green all day long. But this card is twice as rare. If you're a rarity guy and you don't care as much about that holofoil thing, you could take this card 100%, especially because this is a PSA 10 with 10 autograph. The other one that sold was a BGS 9.5. Worth noting that for sure. All right. And then Goldin, we've got to look at it. I should have left more time for it for sure. And then we still have Card Hobby to look at. But the Goldin 100 ends this week. And whenever the Goldin 100 ends, it is a big deal. So we're going to spend the next 10 or 15 minutes on the Goldin 100. There are some huge cards that are up. And you know, we started this episode by talking about how many $1 million cards we've already seen this year. We've already seen 6 cards sell for $1 million at auction. Well, we're going to see at least another 2. And if this one gets another bid, we'll see 3. And then there's some cards down in here that I think are worth watching and considering as well. So, you know, we start out with the Ruth, the 1916. This is a blank back, what people call the Ruth rookie card. Yes, there is a card from 1914, a Babe Ruth, but it is a minor league card. Cards from 1915 are like team postcard type cards, but 1916 is when you first began seeing Ruth cards. So a lot of times, I think a lot of the modern hobby has lost this type of card. They've like lost track of it. We're going to click on it and try to look at Card Ladder to see if there's anything we can learn there. This one already is over $1 million, and this Pikachu Trainer is one bit away from being $1 million. And then we get to a card that I know a lot of people are watching carefully. I don't know if it was 5, I don't know if it was 10, some large number of people messaged like, hey, look, you've got a Steph Logoman auto. And I think given the way that my collection has shifted and how focused I've been on Steph, I think a lot of people felt like, Adam, you're going to be interested in this one, right? I am very interested. There's a couple things about it that make it not fit my collection, but the main thing that makes it not fit my collection is the price tag. It's going to be just huge. I've never bought a card for anywhere near this, guys. I can't do that. It would take a significant portion of my collection to get to that. A BGS 9 on the Brady, could that get to $1 million? Well, we did just see a PSA 9 sell for quite a bit, but this one's already a lot higher than that. The 1980 rookie card at 435. And then we get to 2 of the biggest Jordans you're going to see move this year. A PSA 5 on the red, which is a big deal. 5 on this is a big deal grade. And then I can't remember the last time that one of these was auctioned. This is the final year of the number pieces. And in fact, we're going to look at that. A Jordan 8.5 with the autographs, always going to be a big deal. There's that Shohei variation again, this time in a PSA 1010. A Star MJ in a 9. The Credentials in a 9. The Wemby Superfractor with autograph. Ooh, the power. The gold power Messi to 5. I want to look at that one too. LeBron and MJ on the dual numbers. A couple more big Shoheis. The Sapphire Flag 1 of 1. This is the Padpa Paradasha, I think is how you pronounce it. For people call it different things. I pronounced Garagiola a couple of different ways, and I had so many people giving me a hard time on it on my reel. It drove me crazy. Kobe's 2019 Contenders complete set is a big deal. That's very cool. Triple auto right here with LeBron, MJ, and Magic. Check out this Beatles memorandum. It has an amazing story behind it. Judge autograph. This is the orange out of 25. PSA 1010 does some heavy lifting there. That might be a fun one to try to predict. Let's look at that one. Ovechkin to 99, pop 1. This is the PSA 10. Okay, we've got to talk about this Kobe. That's another one that I've had sent to me a couple of times. The 9 out of 10 LeBron, the LeBron Gold, second most iconic LeBron Prism card probably ever. I love this LeBron. In fact, I would take that LeBron right there over that LeBron right there. And I know people are going to think that's crazy, but I love the white suit LeBron. Steph variation is so interesting. Obviously, Steph's got the regular version of the card, and that's going to be huge. But Steph in Superfractor is a big deal. We have never seen the Topps Chrome Superfractor of Steph Curry. It has never popped up from his rookie year. And now we have his second year of Topps Chrome. This is the image variation. How much is that going to do? I have no idea, but it'll be a fun watch. Green on KD. And then the Kobe from 98. Just see if anything else really stands out to me. Is this an 8.5? Yeah, that's a cool card. Check out that stuff right there. That's a neat piece. A green Barkley. Barkley's interesting because he actually has a card that's like number 15 out of 100 somehow. That's green. Jokic, another image variation. I need to learn about the image variations. Is there a way that I can immediately tell whether a card is an image variation, or do I just need to understand it? Somebody can leave me comments there. I haven't really dived in yet to understand this year's Chrome. I know it's weird because everybody's doing it, right? Everybody's understanding Chrome, and I'm not. But for me, I like to let things sit for a little while and then really get to know them if I find them interesting. That will become an interesting product. There's no doubt, but I just haven't done it yet. Amen Thompson Flawless Logoman RPA is interesting because we just saw his National Treasures, which is not game used. And so it'll be fun to compare those. This is a big piece. Ooh, a 910. That might be like one of the highest graded Beckett copies ever. This Reggie Miller, we saw a Reggie Miller PSA graded PMG green sell not that long ago. I wonder if it's the same set. I suspect, or same card. I suspect that it is. And then the question will be, how influenced is that going to be by the first sale? You never want to see two cards go up for sale that are that rare, even within a year or two. So that'll be interesting to look at too. Okay. So at the beginning of the show, I talked about how many $1 million sales there have been, and several of them are Babe Ruth. In fact, if we look at Babe Ruth, we look at his highest sales ever. How many of them are going to be $1 million or more? I'll bet it's like 8. No, I'll bet it's more. I'll bet it's like 12. Let's see. See if I'm even close. Oh, I forgot about this set. I'm going to be not even close. 4, 8. Oh, I did good. 11. I forgot though. 2 of them are going to be the 1914, and I wasn't thinking about those. So, okay. Biggest sales ever of Babe Ruth. Here's a 1916 from Heritage. I clicked the wrong button on that. Let's just click this. This is the 1916 Sporting News M101. And let's look at that next to this. So this is a PSA 7. Now this is a blank back. So this one has a blank back, but this one does not, correct? This one is going to have... Let's see. This one's going to have some writing on the back. Yes. So what do you like more, the blank back or the writing on the back? I like the writing on the back more. But I like PSA more than I like SGC. So people might say, well, it's vintage, so people would like SGC more. Maybe that's true. Sporting News, the baseball paper of the world. These are all going to be the same regardless of player. So it's not night and day, but like it's the 4th most expensive Ruth ever. And it's similar for sure to this card right here, in that they're both from 1916. This one's a pop 3. What if we do Babe Ruth 1916? Sort through some of the other stuff we don't want to see. And we do highest price. So we've got a PSA 6, sold for $1.5 million. PSA 6 sold for $1.4 million. 1.4 million. Here's the first blank back. Okay, it's a 7. And it sold at Heritage last year. Is this the same card? Ends in 444, or is it one of the other two? It's one of the other two. It's the same. It's one. They're both the same thing though. Look, blank back, 5 Sport News, number 151. Number 151, blank back, 4 Sport News. I think it's the same. Maybe it's not. This is what confuses me on Ruth stuff, is that it's hard to sort of see through a lot of it. I know this much. I want the canceled Morehouse copy more than any others. I just love that. PSA 7, blank back, 5 Sport. Okay, so this card ending in 454, which is different than this one. This is the same for sure. 5 Sport News, blank back. 5 Sport News, blank back. Number 151. Same grade, same everything. It's pretty cool though, guys. This moved 10 years ago for 717. So how much will it have grown? How much will it have grown in the last 10 years? Well, already quite a bit, because it's already at $1.2 million. How much more will it go, though? Who knows? It's certainly one of the biggest Babe Ruth rookies ever, though, like unquestionably. So that'll be a fun one to watch. Okay, so let's talk about the Steph real quick. So I mentioned that I've had a few people message me on it. It is a 10-10. It is a National Treasures 1 of 1 logoman autograph. It is a newer logoman, though. It's not stitched. It's the rubbery logoman. It is a 10-10. How many times have we seen Steph Curry auto logoman sell, say, in the last 5 years? Stephen Curry logoman. And we're just going to check stuff that say a minimum of 25 grand. That's not going to be nearly enough, but we're going to do it that way anyways. We're going to hit apply, and we're going to sort. Yeah, sure, date sold. So here's one that we just saw sell. Has Johnny Flynn on it. I love this card. Sold for $132,000. Here's one without anybody else. Sold for $356,000. That's flawless. Here's National Treasures, but it's from his rookie year. It's also numbered out of 5. $244,000. Here's one with Trae Young. They're both autographed, but it does have Trae Young, 162. Okay, so where do we get to before we get to the first Steph autograph? Well, this one at Goldin is awesome, but it's also a blockchain. Okay, I don't know blockchain well enough to say what it is or anything, but it's a blockchain card. That's certainly going to affect it. Here's one. It's a rookie, but it's number 5. When was the last time a non-rookie, so that it's game used, autograph, Steph logoman sold? Have we ever seen it before? I mean, you can go back to 2022 with this sticker auto. It's from his rookie year, which is amazing. My point here is I can poke holes in this card a little bit. I wish the autograph didn't go into his shorts here. You wish this was sewn rather than the rubbery one. But it is a real Steph logoman autograph. It's also a 10 of 10. It's also 10-10. It's also a 1 of 1. And for that reason, from the outset, we knew this would be an absolutely huge sale. When is the next time you will get a chance at a Steph logoman autograph that meets these qualifications? I don't know that we've ever seen it before. I can't find a solo Steph logoman auto that has ever sold at auction. So, does it have a chance at $1 million? That is the question. All right, the Jordan. Okay, now my big question on this one is when we last saw Jordan number pieces sell at auction from that year. My suspicion is that you're going to see several other years. Yes, so here's 04, sold in 2025, 9.5, so and with a great patch and a great autograph, sold for 106,000. This is not the best design of this card. I really like it, but the market doesn't like it as much. This one right here is from 06. It is a nicer design. It is not nearly as beloved as the one we're talking about. 07, also, we're still in 2025. Still in 2025. Aha, here we go. It's got to be the same card, right? Number 815. It's got to be the same card. Number 815. Okay. So back in, private sale. I was looking at auctions. Let me change this to an auction. I don't care what it privately sold for. I want to know when it was last auctioned. Scrolling. There we are. No, that's 2003. Here we go. This is going to be the same one. No, maybe not. 00000007. Number 9 of 23. 000007. Number 7 of 23. This one's got a nicer patch. Okay. It has been 2.5, almost 3 years since the last time we saw any of them move. This was in a significantly down market compared to where we are right now. The patches on this one are not as nice as the patches on the one that is available right now. The autograph on here is a 10. The autograph on here is a 10, so that is equal. This is one of those cards that you don't have auction data to be able to determine what you think it's going to sell for. All you have is private sales and your own guesses to go with that. I really like the patch here over the patch of the one that sold 3 years ago. Have we seen one as nice as this one sell publicly? There's that same card again. You got to go back a ways, guys. We're going to be losing images here pretty soon. I don't see. So we only have a few public sales for this card ever, and it's the same copy with lesser patches. I don't see a really nice copy of this card that has ever sold publicly before. What does that mean for this auction? I'm not sure. I see that it sold privately for $350,000 last year, but this is not a private sale. This is a public auction. So how much is it going to sell for? I don't know. It's obviously a huge money card. It is a huge deal every time a really rare, exquisite Jordan comes to auction. But it's an anybody's guess card too. I'm sort of sitting here thinking, is this one that has any chance of getting to $1 million? It seems like that seems like it's probably a bridge too far. I think we've seen Jordan exquisite stuff really do crazy things, but that seems like a bridge too far, probably. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's weird that we haven't seen it at auction really before. But we've seen it, but it's a lesser copy and a long time ago. That'll be a really fun one to watch. All right, let's go back. Oh, we already covered that. So the messy gold power. A lot of people feel like this messy card, not specific to the gold power, but like the 2014 first year Prism messy, like it's one of the most iconic soccer cards. I've heard rumblings that a gold is now worth in the 7 figures. That would not surprise me, but this is the gold power. It's not the gold. It's the gold power. It's rarer than the gold. It's twice as rare as the gold. There's only 5 of these. Harder to find the out of 10 though. It is. So how's it going to do? I'm not sure. 150 grand is where that's at right now. Okay, this Kobe is one of the most interesting cards you're ever going to see at auction because His exquisite stuff has been crazy. His PSA 10 stuff, like PSA 10s on exquisite cards, is crazy. But there's no denying that this autograph down here on the edge hits the side, and that's why the autograph's likely not graded. The autograph's also not a perfect color, but this is a PSA 10. In fact, it is a PSA 10 that has recently been reholdered. I believe this, I suppose, could be original, but I don't think it is. I think it's likely reholdered. It's a great patch. The autograph's great. It just hits the side. It is a great card, but I don't know if it's going to carry the same sort of premium that a 10 normally has, because the autograph's dark and because it's off the edge there just a teensy bit. Reggie Miller. Okay, we've got to find out here. I got to hurry because I got to be done here in just a sec. Reggie Miller's highest dollar card ever is this green that was a PSA 5. This one's better than that, right? PSA 6. Serial on this is number 7. And serial on this was number 2. Okay, so this will be really interesting. The last time we saw a Reggie Miller green sell, it was easily the highest selling Reggie Miller card of all time. But then, a year later, a little bit more than a year later, we're seeing another copy pop up, but this copy's in better condition. That one was a 5 and it sold for 132. This one's a 6. Wouldn't you expect that a 6 would sell for significantly more than a 5? I would. But also a 5 just sold in the last 13 months. Does that hurt the overall price of a 6? It might not. There might be enough people out there who want the card that it may sell for significantly more than the 5. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I think that'll be an interesting thing to watch. For sure. Okay, let's move to Card Hobby. Card Hobby. So per the usual, Card Hobby has some crazy stuff up. I want to highlight 4 or 5 cards that are up on this first page. The first one, this Kobe from 04 Exquisite. We have to take a look at that. Let's look at this Cade Cunningham. Oh, this Steph's a big card. Star Swatch Signature Steph. Might be interesting to figure out how many Star Swatch Signature Steph patch autos there are. Ooh, LeBron Gold Refractor out of Chrome will be a big deal. I actually really like this Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. It's from 2008. It's almost 20 years old at this point. Logoman autograph rookie of Olivier Maxence Prosper. I should know how to say his name. I have no idea. Derrick Rose Logoman. That's cool. Check out this Mbappe out of Noir. That's such a sweet looking card. Noir has made so many really good looking cards. All right, let's go to page 2. See if anything else really jumps out at us. That penny is awesome. We will take a minute look at that. I'll tell you why I like that one as much as I do. I love that Levine, but we already have several cards up there like it, or that I'm looking at already that are like it. Con Knipple getting some love. Deserves it, man. Man, he's good. He is good, guys. Austin Reeves. Boy, that is an interesting Austin Reeves right there. Let's take a good hard look at that Austin Reeves. Okay, let's do one more page. How am I doing on time? Okay, I've got a minute more. There's Anthony Davis signing different on a 1 of 1 again. That's what he always does, and it's so cool. Paolo Banchero. Should we see if we can find out which game that Paolo is from? Yeah, we'll do that. We will do that. Flawless T-Mac. Whew, that is a card right there. I love that card. We're going to take a second on that. That ends today. Red refractor on the Yegor Demon, BYU guy. I did not go to BYU, but although many of you assume that I went to BYU, my wife went to BYU. I met her at the University of Utah. University of Utah and BYU are big-time rivals. And I would love to tell you guys about my time at the U sometime, but you are not here to watch that. Okay. Why is this taking forever to pop up? So this is going to take a second to pop up. This is... Why is this taking so long? Let's try to refresh it. Okay. So this Kobe, we're going to start with this one. Pops or PSA 7 with a 10 autograph. I would love to have this card in my collection. We saw another one of these up recently at the Fanatics premiere. I've said it a million times. I think this is the nicest looking autograph set ever made. And the reason that I say that is that, so 2004 Exquisite for the enshrinements, the first year of enshrinements, they didn't make it in 03. So think about how crazy this is. 2003 Exquisite, they do not make an autograph only set. They don't. 2003 Exquisite, if you want an autograph on a card, it comes with a patch. It's true. There's no regular autograph sets in all of 2003 Exquisite. There's not. You move forward, though, to 2004, and they make the first Exquisite straight-up auto set. And they make it, they go all out, right? This enshrinement set, they have the holofoil that the autograph is actually signed on. So it's like a mirror, like a holofoil mirror that is signed on, that he signs on. It's gold. It's beautiful. And then above that, there's this area around Kobe. I believe that people call this Duflex. It's a great-looking foil, sort of creates movement in the background. And then around the edges, you've got the holofoil, the holofoil streaks, and then gold, sort of regular, the regular flat gold on the rest of the card, and the marbling, and then the card's serial number to 25. It's everything that you want aesthetically in a card. It is amazing. It's one of the best looking Kobe autographs that you're ever going to see. So, and it's numbered to, it's numbered to 25. Now there's two different variations, and that's one thing that brings the price down a little bit, is if the set was just a 25 and they only made one variation, it would be such a beloved autograph set to put together. But because a lot of the players have two different variations, I think few people have actually tried to put together this set. I will tell you, if there was one autograph set I ever put together, it would be that one. Cade Cunningham is having a massive moment. This is a Cade patch auto. This is the RPA, isn't it? Or is it not? I always forget if Cade, I think Cade's 2021. I think. But why do I not see RPA? Oh, there it is. Right there. So the question I would ask is, how many game-used RPAs does Cade Cunningham have? Should we try to figure it out? I don't have Beckett open. I wonder if I can figure it out. Let me see if I can figure it out real quick. Hold on. I just realized I'm about out of time. I got to keep going. I'm not going to try to calculate it. There's not a huge number of game-used RPAs, I will tell you, for Cade Cunningham. That's one of them. What I will tell you real quick is we go over here to Card Ladder, is if you type in Cade Cunningham and you go to 2021 Flawless, you will get, a lot of different RPAs of his that have sold over the course of the years. And you're going to find, there's certainly a few here and there, but vertical ones like the one that we were just looking at, you don't see them move very often. How far do you have to go back before you find the first one? This is the Collegiate Flawless. There you go. So you got to go back to January 8th. And there that one is. Same card. Different copy, sold in January for $11,100. Okay, so with that said, I wanted to highlight this penny here because historically the green holofoil doesn't look as good, but this green holofoil looks like it might be, or foil might be hollow. I think this is from no, I'm wrong. This is 2020. This is a regular foil. This is like we usually see, but this is from I haven't seen this card before. The autograph on this is phenomenal. That is a really pretty card. Definitely check Card Ladder on that one. I like that card a lot. Okay. There's very few Austin Reeves rookies that are going to be as interesting as this one. So Austin Reeves Immaculate Championship Tag RPA. Now, to be clear, this 17, Austin Reeves has nothing to do with the 17. He came into the league and the Lakers had just won the year prior had won their 17th championship. And so that's why that's on there. But what I see when I look at this card is it's an autograph. It's a patch. It's an RPA. And it's not a parallel of the base card, but it's basically everything else that you want in a rare rookie card. I don't think we had any idea how good Austin Reeves was going to be. So when this card first came out, I wouldn't have thought very much of it, just being real. I mean, Austin Reeves is like second round pick, right? Let's do this real quick. Let's go to Card Ladder. Austin Reeves, highest selling cards ever. I remember when this black sold, and I told people, I was like, this is going to end up being the best deal ever. And it was. I was right. Like, I want to go back and have that card for 11 grand. Look at this. The gold just sold for 8 grand. Yep. I'd like to have that black for 11. So, rare Austin Reeves stuff. So this one sold in 2023. Have we ever seen this one sell? Immaculate. So the highest dollar Austin Reeves immaculate cards ever. Here's one, number 1 out of 5. So this one moved in 2023. Then we've got these 3 right here. Moved in 2024, 2024, 2023. And those are going to be the only times that it ever moved. Nope, there's 2 more. 2024. So these are the more recent ones. This Marazon collection has 2 sales. One of them is going to be real. One of them is going to not be real, or maybe neither of them are real. I just really like that card. It's super rare. It's a tag and it's an autograph all on an AR rookie card. It's way cool. Okay, this Paolo, I want to just check it real quick to see if we can find what date it's from. And then there's that T-Mac. So if we go to, it's like Sotheby's or something. I always forget. I looked this up the other day. Is it Sotheby's? No, it's Migray. So if you go to the Migray website and you click NBA database, and then you search, and I'll do it on my other page so I can actually see it at the same time. And then you search this number, or this ORLE 03885. I think I'm typing that in right. I am. Check it out. So this patch, this tag right here on this 1 of 1 Paolo card from 2024, it was worn on December of 2024 in the second half by Paolo Banchero. Isn't that cool? Isn't it neat to know exactly when that jersey was worn? And I need to look up what he did in that game and whatever else. You can also see the cards autographed and serial number 1 of 1. And then one of the coolest cards of the whole week, the Raptors jersey is just beloved. The gold on these cards is amazing. And this is from the 2nd year of Flawless. That's one of the coolest Tracy McGrady autograph patch cards I have ever seen, guys. I love that card. And that is it for this week's episode of Across the Hobby. Thank you guys for joining. It is wonderful to have you download and watch the episode. Let me know in the comments what your favorite cards are this week, and if you have any questions about anything that I said. And until next time, happy collecting.